Well, hello everyone. Nice to see ya. Come on in. How we doing? You're watching Hypocritic GG streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. I'm Lou. I'm Cheatspeak, and we are doing something a little bit different here tonight. Something we haven't really tried here on the channel. It's a different game. It's a different MO than perhaps usual. But we are playing the Stanley Parable. Nice to see you for the first time ever. I have never touched this game before. I have no idea. Somehow I've gone all this time with absolutely zero awareness of the Stanley Parable. So this is going to be really exciting. I'm told it's great. I'm told it's unexpected. I'm told there's a lot of interesting things that happen that you may not be expecting. So it's going to be cool to try it out for the very first time. So this is going to be a completely blind playthrough, never having experienced it before. It's going to be really, really fun. Also good news, now that we're kind of off the Sims and back on a regular schedule here, our dice rolls are back. So exclamation point D20 anytime throughout the night will cue us to roll one of our many dice that we have available, and we will see what results from that. I could have to change my shirt. I got to do a bunch of dabs. I got to hold a T-pose. I got to draw something. You never know what the damage is going to be. So exclamation point D20 away, and we will see what comes of it. But for now, I think it's time that we start the Stanley Parable. Again, no idea what befalls me here. Completely unfamiliar, but we are going to give it a go anyway. It's already very subversive. We are doing this on Steam Deck, by the way, so we have the controller plugged in. We are ready, hat in hand. Let's see what it has in store for us as it loads and we get into it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. Then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh dear. I do want to tweak one thing because it's not coming through my headphones. So before we launch on this, it's probably something that I screwed up in OBS because I've been messing with it a lot lately. Give me a brief moment to sort out why that's not coming through, and we will be good to go here. It's already I'm already feeling very subversive. So that's going to be interesting. Sorting. All right, well that's annoying, but maybe we need to just get it started here. So nice and suspicious. Do I have to tweak any visual options here? Are there even any options that I have? Advanced? Seems like it's probably pretty well inspected. I don't know how it's running. I have my performance settings off, but I really want to see. I know this is riveting stuff. I would just really like it through my headphones, if at all possible. Get fully immersed in the experience proper, but it's not giving me that at the moment. I'm just looking for those settings. Alas, that's really annoying. Unless... Okay, do we have it? I think we do. Much better. Alrighty, let's get rolling. What horrors befall us here?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm going to turn up the game a little bit as well. A little louder for me, too. All right, so we're going where to find a memo? Is this the memo way? I was distracted by the audio, so I wasn't sure what he was saying. Well, it certainly sounds nice and ominous. Am I locked out of my office now? Yep. Oh, that bodes well. Oh dear. All right. Well, let's explore this very well populated and healthy seeming office. See what horrors befall us.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I, though? Is it going to be one of those kinds of games? Are we going to need to make these kinds of subversive... I'm going to say subversive a lot. I can already feel it. It's going to be some subversive choices. Let's go left. I'm going to listen to the disembodied voice, Mr. Narrator Man. If that is your real name.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So we will. This looks like some immersion here. Targets. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers, obviously. Who moved my desk? Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. This sounds very corporate. Okay. The future is yesterday. Tomorrow is you. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right next day's agenda reflect. That is, yep. All right. Well, let's satirize. Let's continue. This is, I think that's a real PowerPoint template, or close to it. Number of slides on this slide. Oh, man, it's going to be... Here we go. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. I feel attacked with my corporate American upbringing here. This is not good. Synergize core value expenditures, of course. Shift global market parade. Monetize free to play. Oh, great. The boss appreciation minute. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. Doesn't that just sound like it, right? What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things? Graphs? The new product is graph about things and money. I'm on board with that. What is this? What are your dreams for the future? Spring break, metamorphosis, plant life, transcend mitosis. There's a lot of biology happening there. Okay, boss's office. Upstairs, we know that much.
To a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Already done. I wonder what happens. Naturally, the thought's going to come up. What happens if you disobey the voice in your head, right? This is the office floor? Oh, so fancy. It's like they're making a point.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Interesting. Full Metal's here. Hello. This game inspired Severance, apparently, so that's what I'm in for. Oh, goody. Cannot wait for that. It's gonna be like
Stanley
that, huh?
just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Well, obviously we're gonna do that, but I mean... I don't have a natural way to figure that out, right? We're just gonna...
2845.
Okay, voice. I got it. This is it's a little clumsy here. 2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Yeah, sure.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Hello, passageway. Sus. Very industrial. Dark corner. Very dark corner. Service elevator, down we go. Oh, I'm getting bad feels about this. I'm already getting bad feels about this. Again, if you're just joining us, we are going into this completely blind. I have never played before.
He felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Uh-oh. Oh, dear.
Stanley walked straight ahead to a large door that read Mind Control Facility.
It's blunt. Escape. So, are we going to do kind of the free will argument here? Start to think for himself? No. It's almost a little deceptive. Like it was designed that way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Big Portal vibes here. Intriguing. Cameras.
Now the monsters jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
You don't say.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yikes.
No.
Concerning. No.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
The irony, he's now controlled by me.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Or would he? What if on, though?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You
Jesus
are
Christ.
the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
What a
What
sarcastic
precious moments each one of them is. More
little
time
prick.
to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that?
Wants
You'd
a
like to know
purple
where
button?
your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good
Oh, boy.
mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Do you want to...
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
Incorrect.
Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Blank
Other
red
times,
button?
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
He's very
You know
on
what?
point here.
To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional
Oh, Jesus.
seconds.
What is happening?
Doesn't
I...
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where
Desperately
you're
need
going
that
or
button.
what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean,
I
look,
guess.
running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something.
Oh, I
here
think I
will
hate
save
him.
me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
I don't like it.
Here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
This is so fucking weird.
Humble.
Dear
This
God.
isn't a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's
Well.
30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
Does the off... I have so many thoughts here.
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke.
Am I gonna even make it back in time to try off?
Every second of your
Oh,
natural
God.
life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Nope. Oh, God. Oh, man. He was a real chatty one, wasn't he? So that didn't work, huh? So it just puts us back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to...
When did this turn into Saw? Yeah, we got a lot of people popping through. Drake's Cove is here. Hello, welcome in. It is pretty on like a scale of 1 to Parable. This is like a 9 at least. My pal's back and they are popping off in the studio. He would not. He was relentless. All right, so we've already broken the illusion. I can already probably see the Severance influence here. That got really aggressive really quickly. So obviously we
When Stanley
perturbed
came to the set
him.
of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
went left last time. We listened. Let's not
This
listen.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, why not?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed, but eager to get back to business.
This narrator's a little bit of a chippy prick, isn't he? Sure feels like
And
it.
so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Now we just fuck with him. Yeah, we do everything else. So is that sort of the flow of it? We sort of dance around and weave in and out of what the narrator has constructed for us.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go from here it's left.
Sounds like the narrator from Slay the Princess. Yeah, it is kind of a dynamic narrator.
It's to the right, my mistake.
It seems kind of reacting in real time to your choices and kind of branching the
Not the right.
story
Why would
off.
I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Come on, bro.
It's clearly. Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay. Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. Hello, truck. It's giving mail truck. That's fun. It's also very Truman Show coded, which I love. Oh, we're
No.
we're right into it.
Right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track,
Oh.
Okay, from the top.
So it just craters you. Starts you over again. Lou, you spoiled the whole game. I was there already. I went down into the
Meeting room. Perhaps he had
the
said-
observation chamber or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to do this again.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No,
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game.
Oh,
over,
God.
completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley,
Oh, Jesus.
did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did
No.
you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Oh, it's so subversive.
Then it's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh my God! Now we're off. This is not at all how I expected this to go. I thought it would just kind of put us back on that track over and over until I made the right choice and went through it. But if it's gonna fork off this much and just sort of spiral off into God knows what, I don't know what the hell's going on. Narrator is the most over-expecting parent vibe I ever witnessed. Oh, you didn't get all A's on report card, shoots you dead. That sounds about right. So this game has multiple... I mean, I would assume this is my first...
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No, don't restart. It's... I mean, I don't know. This is what I was saying, Drex. I've never played this.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So it's going to try to put us back on track now? Is that what we're doing here? Oh, God damn it.
It's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
I have no idea how
After
far
all,
off
the
this
story
fork I
is
am.
back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Where's the light coming from? Is this normal? If I had not tried to activate the machine, would I have seen this at all? I don't know. I have so many questions. What is this game? I'm already, like, tweaking out a little bit. What do you want from me? Spreadsheets.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
Oh, God.
Story. Here it comes.
I'm gonna have nightmares. Am I just...
No, wait. Never mind.
What is this?
Sorry. Okay, let's head back the other way
Oh,
and
my God.
retrace our steps.
Yeah, poor Stanley about to have an existential crisis. I'm not sleeping tonight, boyo. Gotta contemplate the mysteries of the universe. Oh, God.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
Is this a story?
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so
Yeah.
good job.
Wow. That was easy.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't
Damn
put
it.
in any actual work.
He is. Yeah, he is British Drakes.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Jesus. Man, Lou didn't show up for work today. He okay? Jump cut to me screaming at my computer screen trying to solve the game. I'm just so intrigued by the different ways that this forks off or doesn't. I'm so curious. That's what breeds replayability, right? You want to discover different arms of this. The yellow paint, it's all these tweaks each time it goes back and forth and back and forth. I'm actually really glad. So like I said, I came into this completely blind. I knew so little about it. I had it in my Steam library. I don't know how long I've had it for. It's one of those, it just appeared. Maybe it's always been there. Maybe that's part of the game. Maybe it's just been in the library forever. So going in so blind and having no idea. I knew it was weird. I'd heard that it's a little trippy and it's, kind of bizarre. But that's all I had. So this is going to be really, really interesting. Modern gaming.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
What if I don't? What if we go back that way? How we're gonna let chat drive this one for a sec. Do we follow the adventure line, the modern gaming adventure line, or do we fork off on the normal path where we had been before through this particular way? I'm gonna pause for a moment, have a sip of my beverage that I have here, and remind y'all while you discuss amongst yourselves, we have our dice rolls running all night long. They are back. We are doing it once again. Exclamation point D20 in the chat. We're going to start rolling them. It could be anything from self-sabotaging in the Stanley Parable to hitting that gritty to telling a joke, getting banished to the bad place. If you've never seen that before, you got to figure out what that means, and everything in between. The nice game devs created the yellow paint to let players know what to do. Get out of it. So you want us to not follow. That's what I'm hearing here. All right, we got a roll from Drake's Cove. Let's do the first D20 of the night. It's off camera, of course. That is a 9, which means change shirt. I got a change already. We're good, because this is going to get sweaty, I'm pretty sure. All right, I think I heard the consensus amongst one of us was to not follow the line. And I think that's what we're going to do, unless anyone else has any objections. Doesn't seem like it. Fresh shirt, very different than the other shirts, so now you know. All right, we're going to not follow the line. He's going to get mad. Unless this doesn't matter. Now we're just...
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
We're leaving it up to the line from now on? Okay, so we can't. That actually didn't go. The one time the choice is inconsequential. There you go. Whoopsies. Dag nabbit. All right, back to the line. a
See?
very
The
well-constructed
knows
line.
where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
What?
Whoa,
Whoa.
weird back there.
What is this?
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know
A lot
what?
of question marks.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, goody. Sure. Be gone, bot. Sure, Drakes. I'm so confused. It's funny. I'll give you that.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
What about the fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Well, good thing we're playing this in recorded form. Live streamed form.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Why are you confused about the intentions of the line? How many leaves are there? I don't know. Oh, God.
No,
Not again.
Line, how could you have done this to us after we trusted you? After
How could you,
everything we've been
Line?
through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Again? Lion is the best character so far.
You know what, Stanley?
What the...
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
This is spiraling so hard. It's completely off the rails. You have no idea. Just no idea.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
We just around and around and around, turning into that always sunny meme with the no cover. Pepe Sylvia! I do feel like Pepe. I'm just like... I need a cigarette or something.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
How do I not? I like how it's kind of just going nuts at this point. The whole thing changing as you go is amazing. And I have no idea. This is the really tricky part. I have no idea how much of this I've actually catalyzed and how much of this is just kind of naturally how the game would flow. You know what I mean? Just no idea how much of this is kind of organic, how much of it is scripted, how much, like, just, there's so much, I have so many questions. Never get the answers.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Oh, boy.
Walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that
Well,
each door
actually?
has to lead somewhere, which means that
Oh, God.
somewhere, the place
Doing
where
it.
we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right,
Please,
let us
please send
ask,
help.
will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
So left wasn't even... We can't even try it. Fine. The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The
What?
confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times?
Is the whole thing?
Really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Oh, no.
Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped.
Oh, no. Oh,
Does
no.
that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Did we break it?
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
What?
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite
I don't
sure
know.
if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
I don't
In
know.
the meantime,
Jesus Christ. I don't know. Oh, there's gonna be 4 more of these if we believe that. Do we even believe that? I tried to remember what the board said. We're gonna lose the narrator by the end of it. We're gonna be in a black void at some point. The office is gonna deteriorate. That's all I remembered. We gotta do Xerox's D20 first. I gotta take a breather here. That was a lot to take in. Good job, Xerox. Welcome on in. You want a $5 gift card again? Ping me after and tell me where you want it to be from, and we will figure that out. You too can win a $5 gift card if you crit on those rolls. Exclamation point D20. How exciting. All right. All right.
workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sounds like the narrator forgot. Oh no, it's going to play itself out. We broke the mold. It is the Truman Show. Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors.
Oh,
He entered
no.
the door on his left.
We're gonna behave this time. I can't take anymore. I can. I don't know what to do.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I do miss line. I miss line too. $19 Fortnite gift card for $5. No.
Staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, we're back on this train now, seemingly.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Who has an office
What
like
could
this?
it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
To nobody.
He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
But he did.
Incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to
So we're really back in these windows cannot be efficient. Well,
amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
all right, we're kind of back on track here. If it is the right track, this is gonna blow up on us again pretty soon, I'm sure. Oh, can't trust anything around these parts, can we? I'm like kind of on edge now. I don't know what the hell to expect or what to think or what to feel.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. So we're doing all of this again then, yeah?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Do we take it off the rails later? Now I'm thinking about it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Was someone
Each
fired
bore the
before?
number of an
That showed
employee in the
fired.
building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated?
I'm concerned because the narrator kind of got cut off before, right? We were kind of in resistance, and then it kind of put us back on the track. But what did that? I need to know now.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Well, this started out so innocently,
His entire life
didn't it?
utterly blind to the world. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy,
go
or
up here.
sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Do we...
He would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Do we... Do we disobey again? Will he yell at us if we try a second time? Will he be like, are you kidding me? Didn't we go through this already? Blah, blah, blah. Do we turn the power off? Do we screw with it? And see, now I'm concerned. What do these say? Activate power cell. Well, we did that. And he got really mad at us, and I couldn't figure it out in time, and he blew up the facility, and then it all went off the rails from there. So I could try something again. Or I can just go shut off the power like it seems to want me to do. Follow the story, his story. Or do I just poke around on these senselessly? The buttons do what? I wish I knew. I wish I had a better grip on how this was structured, but I don't. Well, I guess. Do we try it again? My biggest question at this point is if I turn the power on again.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I don't know. Narrator just goes, are you serious? That's it. Forced uninstall, or it just quits. There was, I think it was a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game on PC, like way back when the show was popular in like 99 or 2000. It would do that if you put in like the wrong name on the name entry screen or like tried to be Regis one too many times. it would be like, oh no, we're not doing this. Goodbye, good night, good luck, whatever, and it would quit the game. And I always love that. So I don't know if that's within the purview here. What do we do, chat? Give us some thoughts. Do we turn the power on? Do we turn the power off? Do we ignore this completely and fuck around in the other room? What do we do? Give us some feedback. I'm gonna take a bevy. I'm gonna take a sip of bevy. Contemplate life for a brief moment, which I feel like we're gonna be doing a lot of tonight, and see how y'all are doing. Give us some thoughts. Give us some hey ho, how are we? And we're just gonna cinematically step backward until someone gives us some thoughts on what to do. My concern, if I do go system power on and it's just kind of started over again, it's just going to put us in this loop of then the story gets all weird and then he doesn't know what to do over and over and over again and we never actually get anywhere. But it feels like the game is subversive enough that it wouldn't do that again. I feel like it would have a different response based on how exceptionally reactive and ridiculous it's been so far. Much as I love the game control, keep that power off. All right, Vince has directed us. Okay, power's off. I thought it was just going to end there.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Yeah.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
How did I get here?
As sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
So it is Portal.
It was perhaps the
It's Portal. It's the Truman Show.
Stanley stepped
Here we are.
through the open door.
This is really sus.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So that really was it, huh? The end is never the end is never the end. All right, so that was an ending, I suppose.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
But now it's kind of just thrown us back in. It's the idea that it just loops forever.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He wakes up in the ER. It's just, he's just hallucinating his escape over and over and over again. Well, we did the right, and that took us off the rails. Will it let me repeat it? Just the same path over and over and over again?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
We
a
know
wave of
this.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping
Let's
he
go
might
down
find
this
an
time.
answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Nope.
boss's office.
Nice red light. Obviously where I'm supposed to be. Fire hose.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
And we're just looping.
As Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter,
It's a game.
rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they
How'd they get a
simply
car there, though? Yeah.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers were
He really never stops talking.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh, God.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Oh, my God.
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Whoa.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Oh, God.
Why is there a voice in my head
Yeah.
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley.
Oh, we're getting too
Found
deep.
Particularly strange.
We're getting too deep.
Thinking about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Oh, no.
Could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Oh,
Stanley
God.
is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yeah, please.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
I don't like when it just goes to black.
Fresh air of a world outside this one.
We're just going to be outside?
Wake up, he thought to himself.
Outside.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Do it.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Sorry, Stanley.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Jesus. Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
What?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This
he was...
she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this.
Yeah.
It was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh my god. Gee, so we went down the stairs and he fucking died. He, I guess, has been hallucinating in town the whole time? Has any of this been happening? Was there ever an office? I think I'm broke. I think it broke me. That was a fun one to digest. It is turning into Control. Love me Remedy games. Me too. Somehow Alan Wake 2 makes more sense than this. Figure that out. This game is a trip. Susan, help the man up. He had a heart attack. Damn it. He had a.
All of his co-workers were gone.
He had a bout of crazy. All right.
Decided to go to the meeting room.
Clearly, we are just trapped in this forever. There is no escaping this loop. We are Stanley. Stanley is love. Stanley is life.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
the office is here.
on his left.
I guess we're gonna go off. Let's just fuck it. Here we go.
And Stanley
Here we go.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
How hard can we deviate?
Wow. Yes.
I need an aspirin and a smoke at this rate. You and me both, buddy.
What a gorgeous. But
are we gonna do the path thing here?
Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight
Stanley
ahead
becoming
to
a
the
free
opposite
agent,
door
yeah.
And got back on track.
All right. Yep. Okay, so we just did that little
Yet
deviation.
there was not a single person here either.
That was
Feeling a wave of
fine.
Disbelief. Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Okay,
office.
so you kind of have those kind of generalized forks in the road, and those kind of very delineated forks in the road. So it kind of just seems like we're teasing out, all those kind of different ways that this
The moment he entered his manager's office,
spirals
Stanley
out from
froze
that
in his
core.
tracks.
The
Not
core trunk of the story,
soul
so to speak.
anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching
A different
of life
narration
for a man
this time.
denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour.
Not?
When at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terror, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
That's all because we put it on the keypad before the narrator said what the code actually was. That is funny. Those are the fun little ways you want to try to deviate and break it. That's great.
Stanley walked forward into the opened passageway.
Ooh. We never did the escape option, right? Before going into the mind control facility. We gotta do that. I gotta try that. This is a trip, man. I'll tell you. Definitely not what I was expecting. Not that I was expecting much, but whatever I was expecting, this was not it. I can tell you that. And how fun. Like, I don't
Stanley
know.
walked straight ahead through the large door
He's
that
a
read
chatty one.
Mind control facility.
Now, I don't know. Quick poll in the chat for those of you watching. Maybe you're new here, maybe you're not. Have you played this before? Have you journeyed through all these different endings? I assume there's a bunch of them. Have you at least played this period? Is this your first time through it too? Give me some thoughts. We're gonna go escape this time.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, goody. Is the intent to make me go back?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
It's a long hallway, though. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna come back in. We're gonna see what it does. We're gonna be chided for it, I'm sure. It's gonna have some thoughts. The buzzing of the fluorescent lights just really troubles me here.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Now let's try it again.
Nope, still on board with death.
What if we just toggle back and forth and really exhaust him? Full Metal. I've never played this game, actually. I've seen Donkey's video. That's it. I didn't even know Donkey did a video on it, though I would love to see. Basically, what I'm going to do once I'm done here is I'm just going to go watch a bunch of these videos and read up about it, because now I'm curious. Vinny, I saw a few bits of it back in the day when Markiplier played it. That was long ago, though. This is a new ride for us both. Wonderful. Any thoughts? No? So, only in and out a certain number of times before the narrator gets, has to take a smoke break. I have no reason to doubt him that it will ultimately lead to my violent death, but also I have every reason in the world to doubt him. Seeing how some of these paths have gone and how he just kind of loses control of the story. You know what I just realized too? The confusion ending that was up on the wall, beaming at us before, didn't pan out now, did it?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh my. Just a pit? We just fall down a pit? We don't have to. I'm gonna, though. Bye. Do we just fall? Yeah. Yeah. That was it. All right. He wasn't joking. Understood. And we're still oh. We're not dead?
The machine whirred into motion, and Stanley was inched closer and closer to
Oh,
it.
yeah. Okay.
He
Yep, got it.
reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
That's unfortunate.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body,
No.
killing him instantly.
Why are you... Who are you? Did we get hijacked? That... Yeah? Okay. Mm-hmm.
And
Roll
yet it would be
credits.
just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back
Oh,
in his
God.
office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Who are you now? Why am I... Why? How? Who? Why? Come on now. And great.
Every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance. Death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh. Oh, yeah. Inevitability. It's because it's a game. It's been predetermined. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. Though the core layout remains almost identical to its first iteration. So now we're just the developers just peeling the layers back. The scaffolding's erected. We're seeing how the sausage is made. It's the museum. It's the museum of the game. We're dead. We're out of it. We never existed in it. Nature paintings, those could be, I mean, were we there? We went there, maybe. Could there have been other natures? How am I supposed to know? Wonderfully done. I have no questions, no concerns whatsoever. The set of 2 open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Is that even true? Who's to say? Is any of this valid? An exploration of the contradiction this room posed. That I believe, but maybe I shouldn't believe it. Who the hell is to say? Filing cabinets! I know those. Jeez. Now I love that this other narrator just hijacked the original narrator, giving us some kind of semblance of purpose or meaning here to kind of figure it out. Employee database, someone's playing solitaire. The buttons. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Yeah, sure. Oh, and yeah, literally, roll credits. Okay. Probably real. I don't actually know. This doesn't have to be the people. The impeccable Kevin Brighting as the narrator. But who's the other narrator? Made using Source by Valve. Stanley character skin. I haven't seen him yet. Do we see him at some point? I don't trust it. I don't trust any of this. These people aren't real. How am I supposed to ever know that? Why are we here now? Who did this? Now we're just way off base. Maintenance room. It's just, I don't believe it. It's all bullshit. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remix. The point of it is to win. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was that clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? The point of now it's the point to lose. Larger text. Larger words. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page only had a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. So is that how they advertised it or not? I don't know. I don't trust any of this anymore. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Some people interpreted it as making fun of shooters or people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Some kind of Tron-like facility there. Something about the Warzone. I don't believe it. It's all a lie. Why have they erected museums and monuments to themselves, a making of the game when we're not even through the game yet? This isn't an ending, or is it? Narrator emails. Email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Will the Stanley Parable have infinite quests? How many endings? Okay. I wanted to tell you I liked the Stanley Parable as much as I liked seeing a humorously small badger in swim trunks. Indeed, I liked it as much as I like walking in the park, watching the sunset. Okay. What do the lights in the control room do? I really want to know. So do we never figure that out? Is that something we just leave unexplored? There is a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Thanks and goodbye. I've had enough. That's true. And that's sad to think about. And now I don't know what to do. I'm just waiting for this, like the floor to drop out from under me and we're just going to restart this and like... In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. I don't know what the apartment ending is. I'm assuming that's real. We're going through a whole making of museum of this game, and I've seen like 2 endings. I'm of what I assume are many of them. Where are we? Meeting room. It's a map. 1 option, 2 options, 1 option, vent. There's a vent? I didn't even know there was a vent. Maintenance layout. The flow of hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. Sure. 4 different variations. There's a vent. Maybe we'll go back and look at a vent. Do we ever get out of here? Is this just it? Once you hit... I don't. I mean, it seems... You get it so quickly, too. I mean, you just go through escape. You don't even get to the mind control facility, and you get the whole museum? Spoiling the whole thing? The game is now paused. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Zending, which was eventually cut and merged. So what? You just... Okay. I don't know what any of this is. There's Zending levers. The narrator would describe... Okay, sure. What color you pull? Where are we going? What's going... I'm getting frustrated. I don't know. Let's do a D20. I'm on board with that. I need a moment. This one's for Vinny. That is 11. Tell a joke. Stanley thought he could get out of this. That's the joke. This whole opportunity is a joke. Where the I thought the joke was thinking we'd make it out of here with our sanity intact. That's what the joke is. That's the joke on me. That's the joke on all of you coming along this ride with us, never having played this before. Oh, countdown. There's a countdown. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it exists. Yeah, I think we did that. Monitor room, elevator, countdown. I don't want to spoil all of this for myself. How do we get out of here? Here? Punching desk with laughter.
Oh, look at these 2. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these 2. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
We're walking someone else's path. There is no escape. The only escape is escape. Unless... What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to make of this? My pal should have hit escape. Did we actually die? Is that it? Is this gonna go on? The game is paused? Resume the game? Begin the game again? I mean, it seems like that's it. Or do we sit here? If I sit here for like 20 minutes, does it do something else? That's heavy, man. That is... Make your choice, hit escape, break the loop, get out, free yourself of your own volition. What the? Begin the game again. Can I do that wherever? It never ends. The only way... You ever see War Games? The old one in the 80s? That's how it ends. They almost start thermonuclear war and the computer runs through all the simulations where everyone dies, and the conclusion it comes to, the only winning move is not to play. The only way to escape the Stanley Parable is to never start the Stanley Parable. The only way to get off the ride is to never get on the ride in the first place. Round and round we go, folks.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Who cares? Round and around we go forever. Doesn't matter, does it?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Why?
The lounge was sublime.
Why does it throw you into a museum about the game so early in the game?
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. He walked forward. Has the game in cart and is panicking the more you're yelling about the reality you're now stuck in. I'm just losing my mind.
Was so bad at
Now
following
where are we?
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah. You and I have been on many the journey together. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Okay. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. There's penalties.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I don't like that. I could have jumped down to that, I feel like. It's not too late. It is too late. I don't know, man. What are you talking about? Now there's a her. There hasn't been a her prior to this. You know what? I'm going to see if I get fined. I want to see if I get fined by jumping off the lift. I don't give a shit.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Great.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Nope.
he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
We know.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, it's...
Standing now in this incredible room,
I am an ellipses. I am an ellipses incarnate
get back to business,
at this point.
Stanley took the first open door.
Ellipsis, ellipses, I don't care. My nihilism is at an all-time high. We're lost in this forever. We've always been here. We've never been here. Oh, we lost audio. Real good time for that. I wanted to see what would happen if I jump onto this thing. Because there's an open door. Clearly it wants me there. One moment, please. It hasn't done this in a really long time, and now I'm mad about it. Hold on, I gotta unplug the capture card and then plug the capture card back in and hope that that does it. Beautiful. That's our background, by the way. So now you know. It's always hiding back there, just in case we need it. Have we returned to the world of the Stanley? I'm going to miss the jump. There we go. My apologies. Well, I got to die again, I guess.
But in his eagerness to prove that
Well, at least...
even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory.
Yeah.
What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Oh, goody. That's real comforting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
We know.
this was not the correct way to
Always hiding, always watching and judging. Yeah. Background is always hiding and judging and watching.
just to admire it.
I should put something back there. Like, it's not just that background red. It should be like, you're not supposed to see this. Some stupid meme. Some, like, embarrassing photo from years past. Oh, good, you're not supposed to see that. Blah, blah, blah. Make it kind of fun when there's technical difficulties, you know? We'll look into it. All right, we're going to try to drop onto that walkway this time. Because now I'm just effortlessly curious. Imminently curious. Eminently so. We're just picking it apart at this point, since we're just caught in this loop forever. Parable is love, parable is life. There is no ending. Every ending is a new ending.
Someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Liar.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. No shit. Where are we now? Warning. Do not stand on this side of the fence. Oh, great. Also very comforting. What is happening?
Now,
oh, goody.
carefully.
More
This is
doors.
important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I like this path. By the way, I just want to point out from like an hour ago, that fern that it really wanted us to memorize and learn about never came up again. So why would I trust a goddamn word you're saying, Mr. Narrator? Blue door.
Aha. Perhaps
What?
you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No. Well, now that I know we can do that, we're going to have a problem. Xerox wants a D20, so here we go. That's a 19. That's self-sabotage. How do I self-sabotage in a game that is entirely about self-sabotage? Do I restart it again? Do I do the opposite of what I want? I gotta think that one over. How do you self-sabotage in the Stanley Parable? Chat, we're gonna take some suggestions on that. And by the way, if you're watching, those rolls are free to anybody. Exclamation point D20 will roll that die, and I will roll it, and something on the left-hand side of the screen will happen. Maybe I gotta self-sabotage again. Maybe I go eat cheese. Maybe I gotta change my shirt again, do an accent of your choice. Only one way to find out, and that's to roll. Exclamation point D20 in either chat. How the hell do I self-sabotage? Maybe if I get to a really interesting part, I will self-sabotage by like manually restarting and having to do it over again. Nope. Blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Jesus.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Well, if he's always had this power to just suck me out of whatever I'm doing and create my reality. So this is the Truman Show, first of all. Second of all, if he's so omnipotent and so puppeteery of it, why has he not been doing it this whole time?
You are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh, goody. Nope. What if I just keep running? What if we don't stop? I didn't misunderstand. You are wrong. No, it's the children who are wrong. Valencias. These are juice oranges. So he really doesn't care if I keep running. Okay. Can I go backwards? This is a lot of right turns. Are they both the same door? I guess. Really? Oh.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
I thought that was just going to restart me. I don't know. I don't know anything about anything here. All is lost. Oh, good. Space.
this moment, with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
What? Oh. I mean, I guess I could, but I mean, also out. How is this even? Oh man. Oh, I am. There is a weight upon my soul and my body at this point that I have not felt in many a moon, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this. Oh. If Miss Nephroptosis or Sarah is not watching this, I'm gonna come out of here at the end of the stream. She's gonna have a lot to contend with, as I have my existential panic and crisis, and so it will be.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Do I go back? My body is at its crush depth. Yeah. So you can just go back and forth a couple of times, it seems. Yep. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
But you can remember from play to play.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh, it's been about him. That's the only way out. I take it from him by taking myself? Is that how this works? No. No, we buck the trend. We beat those odds. He wanted to go to that nice, serene, calm place. He wasn't concerned about me. He was concerned about himself. He doesn't want to go through this either, does he?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Does it do something if you do stay there?
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
It's got to naturally hit a point where he's either going to muck with me somehow or there will be no more voice lines. So I'm going to have to jump. That's what it feels like. I'm trying to rationalize this a little bit. This is wild. For those of you just joining us, yeah, I'm going to have to walk off the pad.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
No, I get it. For those of you just joining us here, this is a completely blind playthrough of the Stanley Parable. I've somehow gone this long completely avoiding pretty much anything about it, knowing how it works, knowing what to expect. So this is a real trip.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I just want to... I'm almost curious to see how many times he'll let me go back and forth even before maybe he forcibly stops me. And it's like, you can't sacrifice all that we've built. We're finally safe. I'm finally safe. I can't let you ruin it. And then, you know, it forces you to restart if you want to do it again.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
All these trippy things. We were just playing with it. I don't know what the hell. Nope. He's gotta get pushy about it eventually, right? Right. Right. I assume I can't jump in a way that would let me survive the fall, right? I mean, that's pretty direct.
No! Oh,
Not dead.
thank God.
Oh, no.
You lived.
Not dead.
You had me worried there for a moment. No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Exactly. Do I die if I do it again? Nope.
Stanley? Let's go back to the other room.
Oh, God.
Can you do that for me?
Oh, God, what the fuck? You can't die. You can't. There's the fall damage just is not enough. So what the fuck do I do? What do I do?
Yes, perhaps you can.
Why does he want me?
You finally see what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. I don't see anything. I'm blind. I'm blind to all this. You can see it. It's right there. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You want it. I don't know if I want it. Oh, God. What's a Stanley supposed to do?
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
He's really guilt tripping you. Let's try it.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
He's really,
Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me? I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I
What
wish
the fuck?
I still thought that was possible.
Why? Jump off here. I can't jump off here. That would be funny. Can you make the narrator a little louder? Yeah? Maybe that's better. Jump off the railing at the top. See, the problem is the rest of the ambience is loud. So let me master volume music. Maybe pull the music down a little bit. Just a lot of resonance. Jump off the railing at the top. Oh, like back on the pad, you mean? The trippy pad. Let's try one more time.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
That did it.
I'm
Okay.
going back.
Oh, it even cut him off. Oh, sad. Well, back at it. No narrator this time? Did we break his spirit? After all?
When Stanley came to a
No.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just to admire. Back at it we go. Sound bump was
The
perfect.
lounge
Very
was
good.
grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
MacBook
first
Air is...
open
Yeah, I
door.
saw you got... Tell us about the new MacBook Air. I assume it's the M4 that you got?
Stanley was so bad at
It's like the
following
new de
directions,
facto
incredible he
perfect
was
laptop,
50
is it
years
not?
ago.
We're going to do this part again, because now I'm just really
Stanley,
intrigued.
think
I
you've
feel like there's
gotten
more
off
we
on
can
the wrong foot
milk
here.
from that.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I
Midnight
realize
Black
investing your
mid-tier,
trust in someone
so
else
512
is
get...
difficult,
Wow,
but the
very
fact
nice.
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really?
What? Really? I love how offended he
Zero
gets.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen
Well, here's
to you?
here. I want to try a couple different
I
things
don't know
here.
how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully.
When
this is
he
important.
gives us only the
Stanley
red door, I
walked
want to see if
through
there's
the
another
back
option that I didn't see.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Oh yeah, it is. It's back there.
Walked
Okay.
Through the red
Who is Stanley and why does he use parabolas for it? I don't know, but we'll give you a dice roll here, as requested. That's an 8, and that is hitting that gritty. Well, in order to do that, I'm gonna need to give you a chair stream for a quick moment before I give you that that gritty. I will also use that opportunity to get some cheese if needed. So we're gonna just taunt you with the blue door here for a hot second and give you a brief chair stream. We'll be right back. Just soak in the parabolics. That's right. Oh, now where were we? Something like this. Need a bigger room to gritty in. Someday we'll get it. You got your chair stream after all. How about that? Don't mind me just making a steak in cases. You never know when you're gonna need a steak. That is true. Cheese if needed. Okay, buddy. Lou had to put on pants to gritty. I can neither confirm nor deny whether that was a necessity. Xerox had a D20 here. Let's do that. That is a 13, because that's the hard one to read. That is many dabs. How many dabs, you ask? Let's roll a D12 and see how many dabs that is. That is 3 dabs. We lucked out on that one. 1 and 2 and 3. We are good to go. I'm good for it. Really having an existential crisis over this game in particular, because it is all sorts of trippy, and I did not expect it. But here we are. How are you doing? We're rolling here, folks. Blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, no. He's angry now.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Oh, no.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
So much venom in his voice.
Take it for a spin.
Now, what if we have third door? Oh, it's wall texture net. What if we ignore it and we go back to one of the other 2 doors? Don't even care. Oh, we do it anyway. Okay.
I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Oh, God. So corporate. We're just off in this room again. Please rate your experience. I don't know. Let's say 2.
Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. What is this? The worst 3% of players chose the blue door. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. Oh my god. You are objectively ranked low. That's funny. We're gonna go through the normal way. And it doesn't matter. Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on.
Oh my
and now
god.
would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
What? Where are we
You
here?
wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Oh my god.
I think the art world will really take notice.
Yeah,
But
great.
of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
What? Oh my god.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What is this now?
Well, Stanley,
It's fucking Minecraft?
at last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose.
Oh my god.
Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
He's really yeah, he's really doing it. Anything with that. Don't make me play Minecraft.
And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of
Wish I could
course.
jump
And
around
just
here.
to finish it all off, yes,
Oh.
it's complete.
He's so
I made
into it.
Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art.
We've all done
Feel
it. We've all been
ashamed
there.
at your own inadequacy. But you've only
He really
been
is.
outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
What if I don't? See, I wish I could jump around, and it would be the trippiest thing if you really just legitimately started playing Minecraft in the middle of this. That would be 10 out of 10 no notes subversion.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect?
Yeah.
It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Oh
Diamond
man.
everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
We're really just yep, okay. We're just playing Minecraft. Okay. But you can't jump, right? Got the music too?
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nope. You have the
Oh, no,
building
no,
blocks,
no,
my
no,
guy.
This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh. this is really something. I don't know. Now where are we? It's got to be Portal. Of course it's Portal.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love
It's
it.
I mean we were most of the way to Portal anyway,
In a
so
glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to
So
be?
self-aware.
I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Again, can we just go play? I mean, this is literally same engine and everything. It's Portal.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Yep, folks, it's Portal. Yep, we got it, and here it is, and it's Portal. Punching desk. It's literally, we're just playing Portal at this point. Unbelievable.
You know what? I
Oh
think
my
that's
God.
plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if...
Bye-bye. Oh, God, we're going to land, though. Yep. And in a very obviously meant to be unfinished space, the Stanley Parable. Okay, sure. So it assumes that we just kind of broke out of it at this point. It's dark. It's too dark. Now we fall forever. No? Hallway. Where? Why? Dark. There's really no end to this, huh? We really do just go in circles forever. The only winning move is not to play. The only way to break out is to never be in it in the first place. Send help. I love the idea of this. Hitting up Mojang and Valve with an email saying, I've got this idea for a bit. Hear us out. So now it really just dumped us into endless rooms forever, huh? Oh, we got a light. Don't worry about it. No, it's kind of the old office, right? A little bit. It's numbered appropriately. The lights are on. We're going to 427. Yep. Unless they're being cute about it. Was this their alpha? Was this what it originally looked like when they were developing it? I don't know what to believe. You always make a typing noise, no matter where you are on the map. That's fun. All right, well, let's test that theory. This is the old hall. Nope. Okay.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
He's really searching for meaning and purpose himself, Mr. Narrator. Needs that fulfillment. Back around we go. I have 58 hours in a game I bought 2 weeks ago. Is that normal? Of course. That's Balatro levels. Got to pump those numbers up. I'm assuming that's Monster Hunter for it. That's my guess. Here we are again. Quiet narrator. Yeah, there you go. Well, it seems like you're enjoying it, at least.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I have Balatro
Perhaps he wanted
downloaded,
to
but
stop
I'm
by the
scared to
employee
play.
lounge first, just to admire it.
It's like Pringles. Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
And here it was.
This stream not sponsored by Pringles.
But eager to get back to business,
Is there any other
Stanley
way
took
we
the
can
first
really
open
break
door on
this?
his left.
We did this. We didn't do the she's waiting for you bit of it.
Stanley was so
We
bad
might as
at
well try
following
it.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
There's nothing else through here besides this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
You can
we've
crouch.
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
But we haven't needed to yet.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
It is just so amazing the number of ways and the depth to which this game can go off the rails.
Please, stop trying to make every
And
decision
divert
by
and bob and weave through all these weird scenarios. It's really impressive how hardcore it kind of subverts your
chance
expectations.
to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
I don't like
She's been waiting.
when it just dumps me into the darkness.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I want to see what happens if I don't. Because wasn't there something in the museum that was like, hey, you know, if you don't pick up the phone, what happens? We're going to see. Ring, ring. Banana phone. There is no phone. Not really. There never was a phone. There never was a Stanley. I'm not here with you now. I never was. Hypocritic never was. You've never seen us before. You're not seeing us now. You never will. Have you ever seen anything? The people in your life, the places you like to go, the office you commute back and forth from, the car you might use to do it. Have you ever really seen those things? Those people? Do you know them? Do you think you know them? Chaotic 3 Gaming with a 5-person raid. You are coming in at a perfect time as we blindly play through the Stanley Parable. We were in the midst of an existential crisis that you candidly just pulled me right out of. So thank you for that, because it was about to go real deep and get real morose, and it already kind of was. Hello. Nice to see you. Come on in. First time in as well. Hey, come on, everybody. Everybody, we're not answering the phone. That's going on. I just did 4 hours of blind play. Good for you. We are coming up on hour number 2 of this. You can always just unplug the phone. You can unplug the phone? Oh, that makes sense. I'm gonna take you up on that right here.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him.
I never would have even thought of that, but there you go.
Hope for a life.
Who else we got? John the Wild Card. Hey, Trinae. Did I get that right? Hello, all.
Unplug the phone?
I did unplug
No,
the
that
phone.
wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Well, it was only because of our fantastic recommendation from our brand new friend, Chaotic 3 Gaming, of course.
Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
Oh.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
Hey,
His decisions
nice
are
cheer.
supposed to
Thank
mean
you.
anything.
John
I don't
the Wild
understand.
Card.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you...
He's
Wait a
off the
second.
rails now.
Did I just see... No, that's not possible.
And the follow too. Hey, thank you
Why
for
not
that.
noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation. Well,
Maybe I
wouldn't
didn't
have that
with
kind of risk on my watch.
John the Wildcard
I'm
with the
going to
follow
stop
as
the
well.
game
Thank
for
you
a moment
very, very
so
much
we
for
can
that.
educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
We really
Please observe the
teed him
simple
off, didn't we,
instructional
Chaotic?
video.
It makes the narrator agitated.
Choice.
Now we made him mad, and
It's
now
the
we're
best
watching
part
a...
of
Look what
being
you've
a
done.
real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a
My
bad
goodness.
sack and crack."
Is it 4:30? My goodness. Is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside.
subsiding.
This time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
I'm eager for the exercise. Please continue.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But
Oh,
not to
goody.
worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been.
Oh,
This way,
oh
please.
boy. Here we go. Every time I think it can't catch me in some other kind of existential loop, it dials it up, and let me tell you, it's all sorts of bothersome. So we're back on this thing.
Choices are meaningful. We can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine
It truly
one
never
character
ends.
dying senselessly.
The ride never
That's
ends.
the story. That story would make no sense at all.
No.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Truly not. This is, I mean, such contradictory instructions and logic. Reality and the fabric of it should be falling apart around us. I wouldn't trust me either. Oh, back we go. All the way back. It looks like all the way back. I just picked this up randomly during the Steam sale and it cracked me up. It is very
Take
funny.
The door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
That sounds great. I have had, for the context, which I was saying before, I've had this in my Steam library for a very long time. I have no idea how it got there. Not a clue on what led me to this point. But here we are now, just as the game perhaps intended for years and years.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
So obviously-
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Obviously,
Right.
we're not gonna.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ready? You ready? You ready?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, I love that it is kind of breaking everything down. That's pretty silly. I like that. So if I go back again, is it going to be one of those where I can just do it over and over? No. The story is a lie now. The story's been a lie possibly this whole time. There never was a story. Or the story has been and always will be, and it just continues and circles and loops forever and ever and ever. It's both real and not real at the exact same time. Hallelujah. Holy shit. Where's the Tylenol? That's where I'm at here. Narrator is about to punch the desk out of existence. Now, well, that's what Chaotic was saying, right? You just want to piss off and toy with the narrator. Which we've done a bunch of times, to be fair. We've had... I'm an Advil gal myself. I am too. But if you're going by Clark, what is that? Christmas Vacation? Where's the Tylenol? No, I also prefer Advil. The medicine of choice. This stream not sponsored by Common Pain Relievers. Oh no. It's too late.
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why?
Oh, we really got him.
What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it?
Oh,
to
no.
know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do?
He's really upset.
What do I do?
It's great.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
Oh, no.
I have to.
Oh no. Oh, it has gone.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
What?
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
Oh no.
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Kind of.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to
we're
do
talking
what I
to me
tell him
now.
to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
I feel
That thought
attacked.
hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
No.
That there's a world outside of you. You're a child.
Bro.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite
so it's
sure
just-
you'll be up to the task. Just follow
It's an
my
interesting
lead and
pop
you'll be
back
fine.
point.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, obviously we're not going to do that. I'm assuming he's going to freak out. But before we do, we had a bunch of people pop in here, which is awesome. Want to just, lay your attention on the fact that we're doing live dice rolls tonight, as we typically do. So if anyone wants to give it, we've been doing it off and on, an exclamation point D20 in the chat. We roll those live. See, that's my hand. We roll them live, and something on the left will happen depending on what your role actually is. You could even win a gift card to the retail establishment of your choice. So give that a think if you'd like.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Nope.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
It's very aggressively resetting it.
Always putting the story first.
Very fun. Yes. Oh, Dice Goblin. We love to play with our. We started that mechanic a couple months ago, not too long ago. To phenomenal results. It's always chaotic. It always ends poorly for me. Everyone has a great time. What's not to love?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as
So
choosing responsibly.
we've really hit the
story first.
the guardrails here, huh?
Be up to the task.
Nah, it's not letting us proceed out of that. We really got to be polite to the story now.
2 open doors.
I'm going to give it one more try, just in case the rule of threes applies. And
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
nope. Okay.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
You just have to listen
That
a little
means
bit.
Choosing responsibly and always putting
To-
the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
No.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
One more time. One more time.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Maybe just listen to one narrator
Behaving
option.
exactly
Okay.
as Stanley would.
I'll
That means
behave.
choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just
Clearly
keep
that's
reading,
not
you'll be fine.
going to bear
All
fruit.
right.
But yeah, it's subversive enough you never really know. I would not be surprised if you do that 5-10 times and it does eventually give you something else.
Yet there was not a single
Oh, so it
person
really
yet.
just throws us back onto
Feeling a wave
the,
of
the
disappointment,
normal path.
Stanley
Damn.
decided to go up to his boss's office.
No, not that. It is. It feels like it's about to. It's a bare minimum behavior moment. Good night, all. The sleepy pills working too fast. You enjoy those sleepy pills. Thanks for popping in. Did you check the broom closet? Oh, I can't go. I
Coming to
can't
the
go down.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Night,
office.
Trine. Thanks for popping in. Maybe. Honestly, this whole thing has blurred together and has mind melded me to the point where I don't know what I've done, what I haven't done. I don't know where I've been. I don't know who I've been. I don't know what I am. I don't know what I'm not. Just make it stop. All right, Xerox has given us a D20, so it's a good time to take a breather. That is 2 D20s, or 2 crits, 2 20s for Xerox in the same stream. My God, they are up to $10 in gift cards tonight alone. Congratulations, Xerox. Maybe that's going to change which one you want or where you want it from. Ping me after. And if you haven't already, I haven't checked, and we will discuss that. And that could be you. If you roll your exclamation point D20s, chat, we could just be rolling those out. These dice are sometimes, it feels, a little suspiciously streaky. It has happened. We've had about 3. I think 3 was our max in 20s in one night. Chaotic wants a roll. Let's give them a roll. No fucking way! I swear that is not intentional in any way, shape, or form. That is hilarious, though. That is hilarious. I'm gonna roll it again, just as proof that that's not actually the case. There you go. There's a not 20. There's a not 20. There's a not 20. It's possible. It does happen. So. Congratulations, first of all. That's really fun. You know what? Get in while the going's good. Apparently the dice are hot tonight for you all. This is good. So Chaotic, how it's going to work is message us on Twitch, I guess. $5 gift card to the retail establishment of your choice. As long as I can get a $5 gift card to it, I will email it to you. So let us know where you want it from and what your email address is, or however you'd like us to deliver them. And as long as I can do it, I will. So I will make a note. Xerox needs 2 of them. Chaotic needs 1. So yeah, DM us when you get a chance, the Hypocritic GG account here, and we will do that. Since that makes $15 total, since I never claimed the last 5 at Dear Duncan, I'll take another $10 Voodoo card now. Perfect. All right, I will take care of that. And you will get it. Perfect choice. Free donuts. You're welcome. It is fun. All right, so Full Metal had a D20. This is a good time to just kind of take a pause, take a breather, understand where we're at, and go for it. That is a 10, and that is some dabs. Okay, so we roll an additional D6 here. Someone needs a 15. We have had quite a few very interesting accent times here. So that is 1 single dab. Oh, what a magical situation that was. The luck is unreal, but there's no real limit on them, so keep them rolling, quite literally, as much as you all want. Ooh, it's a different office this time. I'm intrigued. We got 2 coming in. This is awesome. I'm glad you like it. It's been a really fun mechanic for us to play with, and people do seem to enjoy it. All right, this is Xerox's roll first. That is also a 10. So that's gonna be some more dabs. You see what I mean? Now I'm shaking that, pretty aggressively off camera. And yet it doesn't seem to matter. So that was a 10. We've got a streak going. And we have a 1d6 for some dabs, and that is a max. That is max dabs. We have a 1 and a 2 and 3 dab and 4 dab and 5 dab and 6. I've done the dabs and like knocked water all over my desk before, so I have to be careful. You need I do need a dice tower. That would make it a lot easier. That would be shaking it pretty aggressively. Look. What's off camera is none of your business. All right. Chaotic wants another D20, happily shaking aggressively on camera for a 4. That is cheese, please. This is why I wanted to go get the cheese before. I knew this was going to happen. This is literally just I eat cheese on camera, so you're going to get a chair stream for a hot second. I'm going to go in the kitchen and get some cheese, and we're going to all do this together and have a great time. Enjoy looking at that office. You thought I was kidding. You thought this was a joke. You thought we were just playing with you. Cheddar cheese. There's your cheddar cheese. Cheese, please. That's the way. Cheese is life. You are correct. It is. You can't beat a good cheddar. It's true. Chair stream, hell yeah. We all get excited about a chair stream. No, I know that. It's true. It is a delightful chair. Thank you so much. Miss Nephroptosis on the channel. My girlfriend Sarah got it for me a couple years ago to kind of spruce up my home office, and it's very nice, and it's held up very well. So kudos to her, because that was her choice. Chair 9, the science guy. All right, different office now.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
Ooh.
Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door?
Vinny has been banned from chat.
There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Character development.
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
How?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I like that hitting A is just a typing sound.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yeah.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Do I actually have to speak it? Does it know that?
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door.
I love how when the narrator gets so mad, he starts talking to the player and not Stanley.
Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh.
Hello?
Oh, I don't like this.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
What?
I need you to walk through the door.
What?
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
What?
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
Do something? Anything? This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh, no, 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 no. I am immensely uncomfortable. And now back into it we go. Again, just forever and ever, around and around. That was a little bit chilling. I'm gonna have to sit down and think about that one. Over some cheese. Oh, no thanks. Is this a different... I don't know what's real and what's not anymore.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
So we did hit an ending. We actually rolled credits. So does that mean the museum that we were in before was also some kind of ending? Because we had the credits.
Okay.
What constitutes an ending? Just the credits?
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Better get a bigger package. Yeah, it's going to be that kind of night.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section.
The maintenance, well,
straight ahead to the
we're not
office
fucking with the
door
maintenance
and
section
got
again.
back on track.
Not always. Sometimes it's a restart. Okay. What if I go backwards? How much more can I possibly plumb this opening area? And that answers that question. It's chilling. It's concerning. Everything's wrong.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Room closet.
hoping
Oh,
he
so
might
that's not
find
always
an answer
open.
there.
Is that what you were saying? Okay. I gotcha. Now we have the downstairs track too. Okay. Okay. But we go downstairs and bad things happen also. So I don't know how to get out of that. Full Metal wants a D20. So we do. We give it a nice shaky. Only sometimes, I understand. That's a 2, and that's just straight up a fart noise. I'm gonna look you in the eyes while we do it. I'm gonna make eye contact and not break it and not even blink. So it's gotta wet the contacts and it open wide, eyes full eyes, clear hearts, can't lose. That's not right. You're welcome.
Coming to
Full
a
Metal is an
stand,
incredible
Stanley
anime.
walked
I think
upstairs
Full Metal
to
would
his
agree
boss's
that
office.
Full Metal is a good quality anime. All right, so I stared into your soul on that one. I believe you.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
I like he's getting tired of the charade here. Okay, that's good. Can I muck with the keypad anyway? Is there anything I can play with in the office? I don't really explore the office much. Again, just the typing all the time is amazing. I don't have my cursor up on screen, so it's hard for me to tell what I'm pressing. Nothing. We have a D20 from Xerox with the fans spinning in the background. What better ambiance could you ask for than a 12, which is pick a side. Okay, these are fun. So what Xerox will have to do is give me some game-related issue where I have to pick one side or the other on something. So, for example, Mario or Sonic, Half-Life 1 or Half-Life 2. If you could only have one console for the rest of your life, would it be the Wii or the 360? Something like that. So Xerox, hand me a game-related issue or question or hot take that I have to pick a side on, even if I'm completely uninformed, even if I don't know what I'm talking about, even if I've never done or played the thing. That is your purview, and Xerox has served up some good ones in the past. So let's see what's on offer here. Okay, as we go through this
Stanley walked straight
again.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
So we've done escape before. Defend SimCity 2013. Oh God, is that even? How do I pick a side on that? Do I not defend it? Do I have to defend it? How hard do I defend it? So we're devil's advocating for SimCity 2. Oh man, that's tough. Who I mean, you're gonna test my my acting ability here. Who doesn't love updated, shiny new iterations on beloved franchises? Without SimCity 2013, we may well not have gotten City Skylines, and that's a genuine take. City Skylines and City Skylines 2 kind of emerged as a result of not having that proper sort of modernized SimCity experience, right? So, if nothing else, SimCity 2013 was a fantastic development in the gaming zeitgeist because it gave us cities and its sequel, both of which are objectively great. So, you wanted an honest-to-God actual defense of it, and I think that qualifies. I thought it was going to be sarcastic, but there you go.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Cheers to that.
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Bro should have been a lawyer. Somehow he make it an argument. Would you believe I did a lot of mock trial when I was in high school? You shouldn't, because I didn't, but I was heavily recruited by the mock trial
their true nature revealed.
like teacher advocates.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom...
It was good, but the online requirement was overblown, and that's my real take. I mean, that really overshadowed most of the... Or that really controlled the discussion at the time, right? It was just so focused on
This mind control
on the online
facility,
requirement.
It was too horrible to believe.
Now-
It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was
Kind
this
of
the reason
like
he was happy with his boring job?
The Sims 4 when it first came out. It was just the sort of backlash of something new and it not kind of being feature complete relative to the ones you were coming from. So that I do understand.
No.
And it may well have been... I personally have never played the 2013 SimCity, so I don't really know.
Someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
But I suppose
Wasn't
it's possible.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was
we're
the
here
proof,
again.
The heart of the operation.
We've
Controls
been
labeled
screwing with
emotions,
this.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating.
I really want to
walking,
try to
all
avert
of it
that
monitored and
power,
commanded from this very
the nuclear
place.
explosion,
And
if
as
we
the cold
choose that
reality of
route.
his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never
God, I've
again
acted powerful.
exert its
I did mock
terrible
trial in high
power
school.
over
Did you
the
really?
human
That
race.
is...
For
I would have...
he would dismantle the controls
Wait for him to
once
stop talking.
for all.
I would have loved to do it. I did a lot in high school. I was all over the map. I was in our plays. I was on student council. I did a whole bunch of stuff. Mock trial didn't fit into that equation, sadly, but I would have loved to do it. And in a different life, in a different world, I probably would have been some kind of lawyer. Corporate management for me, baby. I love to argue. That's why I love this game. It does get very argumentative, doesn't it? I'm learning that the hard way. Console disabled. Too sad, so bad for us. All right, so we're going to go in the... Do we want to take our chances with the turn on the power and try to avert destruction and disaster again? Is that the vibe that we have here? I lost audio again. I love that the capture card does this. You ready for that nondescript purple background? Because you're going to get it again. Is it just with the Steam Deck too? I can't remember the last time it's really acted up like this. Alas. The sausage is made. Anytime you're ready. We are
And
back.
when at last he found the source of the room's power.
You can't not
he
have
knew it was
audio
his duty,
playing this.
his
I'm finding out.
obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Purple, purple, purple. We got Civ 7 up on this new MacBook Air, and it's stupid amazing. That's interesting. So I've heard, at least from like Civ purists and people that I talk to, I've heard that Civ 7 is really disappointing. And now that is from a purist's perspective. I don't know. As a very much kind of a casual Civer, I'm sure that I would actually really like Civ 7 because it streamlines a lot of the gameplay loops. I will probably pick it up at some point. I've loved them since Civ 4, and I've probably put most time into Civ 5 over the years. Would love to pick it up. Let's do this.
Oh, Stanley.
Oh,
You
Stanley.
didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine. for
I'm not
yourself.
convinced
Is
you
that
didn't
what
keep me
wanted?
enslaved,
Control?
narrator.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need
Purists
to
who never
understand,
played Civ,
there's
right?
only so much
Oh, you
that
can see
machine
the
do.
timer behind
You were
that.
supposed to let it
Interesting.
go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
This was the first path through that I
nuclear
took.
detonators are said to
Let's see if we're any more knowledgeable
explode,
about it now.
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun.
There was a door the whole time?
It's your time to shine.
No.
You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time
Charge.
left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of
I
them
can
is.
charge the door.
More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
Press any key to
What all
send
this
power
means,
surge.
I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers
Get me
are?
out of here.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
Blue button 3.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
I haven't figured the buttons
I
out yet either.
erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then
So I do
dying
need to find that
alone.
blue 3 at some point.
Other times,
Maybe.
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though.
Failsafe.
This version of events has been rather amusing.
What are all these
Watching
things?
you try to make
There's so
sense
much of
it
this
all,
part that I don't
the
understand.
control wrested away from you.
Music
It's
is
quite
bumping, yeah.
rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying
Wish I
this
could
so
charge
much.
this.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
I
These
wish...
are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button,
Yeah.
screen to screen.
Still have
checking
not.
on every
Okay.
little thing in this room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe
Press
this
any
big
key.
red button. Or this door.
It really doesn't do
Everything,
anything.
Anything. Something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won?
Stanley never was in Boom
Do you
Disposal,
have
that's
any
right.
idea what your purpose in this place is?
You did not just gift me Civ 7. No, you did not.
How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to
Don't
finding
mock
it and to
me.
watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again.
Stanley died again.
And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
Oh, goody.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to strike.
I didn't try turning it off. Did off actually work?
No ending here. Just
We didn't get there in time last time.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
It does not work.
It's all the same to me. All a part of the journey.
Well, shit.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Damn. See, now I'm motivated to figure that part out. I want to subvert the subversion and see where we are with this. I'm gonna check my Steam off screen here. Full Metal probably did just actually give me Civ 7, and now I gotta.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, you tricky bastard, you. They actually did it. I can decline. I didn't know you could even decline. Happy Tuesday, indeed. Oh my god. Well, thank you. Oh my god, you are way too generous. You know that. Don't decline. What does it do? I've never declined a Steam gift before. I don't even actually know what it does.
Feeling a wave of disbelief.
Now you have to play. No, I mean, oh god, I do.
Boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It would probably refund. I won't though. That is to pause and be genuine. That is incredibly nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. That is.
Here's the
I was not expecting that. Oh, he's getting tired of my shenanigans. It just goes back in the gifter's inventory. Oh, so it's bought. But I don't know. They already have it. I don't know. Even heard the Steam ding. Yeah, because the Mac audio capture is on. That is true. So we're gonna do this one more time.
Walk straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
Chaotic. If you have any thoughts on subverting nuclear shutdown here, those would be appreciated.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place
Just hit
hold?
off.
Stanley thought to himself.
So we did that previously. We've hit off. We did the like fun, peaceful ending, and we went off into the sunset. We did that one. We did do the freedom ending. I want to subvert the nuclear explosion. That's what I'm here for.
Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
I wonder if it would then let me re-gift it. It must, because I already own it. That would make sense. All right, we got a D20 from Xerox. I looked it up and you actually can't. Oh boy, then we're gonna do that again. That is a 6, which is a stretch it out. And frankly, I'm getting a little sore myself, so that came at a good time. Have you tried subverting your own expectations? You can't subvert your expectations when you have none to begin with. So there you go. No, I do need to subvert my own expectations. How does one do that? You're so intimately familiar with yourself. You have to play a trick on your own mind.
Horrible to believe it couldn't be
W recommendation. They've got they've got a direct line to the good recommendations, I think.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly.
I like that a couple people are just listed as fired.
No. He refused to believe it.
Could I have gone back?
His own
I probably could have gone
in
back.
Someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
So once I get here, I could just restart, but I'm gonna play around with this a little bit. There's doors, there's other stuff I can poke at, right?
Controls labeled with emotions.
Unless it's all off.
Sad or content, walking.
Okay, so I
eating,
can't
working,
activate that
all of
door.
it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its.
You could invert that by developing expectations. I suppose I could. Well, my expectation would be that this would work and that I would have some agency here, but I don't. So now I can subvert my expectations by just restarting, since there's no way for me to get out of this. Was there the failsafe? Where was the failsafe? I'm going to check the failsafe. Inevitably, the failsafe will be disabled or won't work, and then we'll restart. Where was the failsafe? Sonic Team failsafe can't. Failsafe? Hello, failsafe. Are you my failsafe? Doesn't matter. Okay. We control the restarts this time. I love you came in at the perfect time because I would have had no idea that you could unplug the phone when we did that before. That was genius timing right off the back of a genuine existential threat. Failsafe.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting.
I touch everything.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Like a toddler with the I am very tactile myself too, so we're quite alike in that way, aren't we? A lot of overlap here. This is nice to meet like-minded folks.
Stanley took the first open door.
I click every door, every powered on PC, just to see what'll
So he
happen.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead.
Do we screw around with the maintenance tunnels again, or was that just straight through the trippy bits? Go down. So I'll preface this too. We did do this already. We went around the tunnels on the bottom and had the existential panic and floated around, and the dude was actually just a crazy guy in town the whole time, and we got that far. So if there's nothing else to do down there, and it sounds like there's not, based on your response there, I'm gonna go ahead and continue on my path. Don't stick either of you. Not until you get I get an item later?
Either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
This makes
decided
no
to go
sense.
up to his boss's office, hoping he might find it coming to a staircase. Stanley
What happened when
walked
we went
upstairs
down?
to his boss's office.
Oh, it gets even weirder? Oh, goody. What happened when we went downstairs? Or was that the trippy running around bit? I can't remember now. Well, you know what? We're gonna... Is he still just gonna be tired of me coming up here and opening it? Yep.
Here's the door, just go.
I love the typing. Tip tap tip tap tip tap. We did the escape also, and Lady Narrator took over, and we haven't heard from her since. And then we went to the museum, and apparently the chronicalizing of the development, which I still don't fully believe.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
There's no other options here.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall,
Yeah, we've done that.
Stanley would meet his violent death.
And we do. And then you have to forcibly restart
Of course,
eventually,
Stanley
right?
thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I did need to go downstairs. Ah, shit. We're not doing. We don't need to do that again. I don't think we do anyway.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Of course.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Trying to think how else we
the
can
correct
poke
way
at
to the
this.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Because
He
we've
wanted
kind of
to
hit the
stop by
same
employee lounge
or
first,
similar
just
beats a
to
few
admire
times
it.
now. And I haven't had a proper existential panic in a hot minute, so we got to figure out how to...
But eager to get back to business,
Make
Stanley
that
took
happen.
the first open door on his left.
No, he did not.
Stanley was so bad at following
We could answer the phone.
directions,
I didn't answer the phone last time.
years ago.
We're right back where we started.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh boy.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
We got a
investing in
D20 from
trust
Xerox
with someone
again?
else is difficult, but the fact is that the story
That's a
is
10.
about nothing but
That's
you.
some more dabs. We're really dabbing We're dabbing pretty good tonight.
Neglecting, Stanley.
That's 4.
Someone you've forgotten.
That's 4 dabs for Xerox. We got a 1 dab, we got a 2 dab, we got a 3 dab, we got a 4 dab. Beautifully done. Good heavens, just look at the panic time. No, it's always panic time.
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your
There's always panic in the banana stand.
to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her
And we're right back where we all met each other, huh? Answer. Isn't that what it was supposed to be? It was fade to white and we messed up the narrative and okay. Different.
Is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
No, you go home.
Okay, there we go. All right,
Oh.
now, I want
The
you to come in
apartment.
and
We
tell
did
me
read
all
about the
day
apartment
everything.
ending in the museum. Oh god, what?
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
Hated
Did
that.
you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit
Maybe.
their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Oh, I hated that. Bread. It's always bread. What if I don't?
Sorry.
Oh Jesus.
My story now.
Oh, I hate this. Oh god. Love me mannequin wife. I don't know that I do.
This
Hi.
is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No, stop it. Good morning, employee 427. Press B on your gamepad. I won't. I can't. I shan't. I can't do anything else, so.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
As a corporate hoe, this is really making me feel some type of way about my own role in this world.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Oh. I guess I did choose this life. I do press a lot of buttons. I have lunch. I go home. Do it all over again.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
We're going to roll Xeroxes. D20 now, before it gets any more real. That's a 14. and what a perfectly timed sink into the floor that was. I'm a corporate man. I have free will. I use my money for goods and services. I can stop any time I want. In reality, since we have, a bunch of new friends watching tonight, I actually do love my corporate hoe job, and I do understand the ways that it actually does make a difference. And I thoroughly enjoy and have loved the career path that I've been on since I started my career a little under a decade ago. So it doesn't mean you don't have those bouts of, oh my God, what am I actually doing from time to time? But just saying, there's a lot to like too. Pal, you okay? We're good. I'm fine.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Oh, God.
The thought excited him terribly.
Oh, Jesus. It's walking through the whole thing. End stream calls therapist. That would be an interesting... There have been points during this game where I was sitting there and I was like, oh, are we going to have a discussion about this? I don't know. About blink twice if they holding you hostage. It's fine. No.
So He went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either.
Oh, Jesus.
At last, choice.
They really like playing with that idea of Stanley's like hallucinating or imagining this whole thing.
That his decisions would mean something
Or he's crazy.
was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered
Oh,
through
God.
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Oh, God.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind control.
Oh, Jesus.
Down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another
Did
was
that.
a game with a baby. And
Did
he
that.
called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh, God. It's a rip on how so many games give you the illusion of choice. And here we are. Now, this is great. So it's all just a figment of his overactive imagination at his sucking, soulless corporate job.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again. And then
again and again and again.
over
Each
and
time
over,
doing something
wishing
different.
beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press A to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer.
Oh.
How could there possibly be?
Oh, no.
In reality,
It's
all
encroaching.
he's pushing the
slowly.
same buttons he always has.
No,
Nothing's
no,
changed.
no.
The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer.
Oh,
That
no.
as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
My wife's a table, openly weeping.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he
wife's
remains here,
table.
he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
To question nothing. Now, do I not do it? It's just slowly becoming The Office. Do I have to do it? Yes.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Jeez.
I tried again.
What?
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh, man. I don't know, chat. I just don't know. It's a mess in there. You're right. My pal's dead. Oh, it's true. It's coming to life each and every day. It is a mess in there. It's a shame. Hard to work in an office that messy. Does it really matter? Janitors having none of it. If only they existed.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Yeah, that's what's different this time. Oh, man.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
That's
he
it?
entered the door on his left.
We very obviously will not be doing that.
This was not the correct way to the
That was
meeting
it?
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop
Well-
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's some papers strewn about, but that...
It was okay.
It was okay. We don't really mess around in the lounge too much. Is there more for us to do? Nothing about that office was eco-friendly. This looks an awful lot like the aging office complex that I work in.
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Will he continue to yell at me if I just stay in here?
At this point, but eager to get back to business,
$1.25 for off-brand soda in a can is rude. Corporate perks, I guess. So we've done that a bunch.
Stanley was so bad at
We answered the phone.
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
How else can we muck with this part of it?
Look,
We fall down there, we
Stanley,
just
perhaps
die.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
I'm gonna play around with the
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
jumping down
but
again.
The fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
Sam's choice. We're back on Sam's choice.
neglecting Stanley.
Yeah, don't make me play The Sims again.
What? Really?
We have for Chaotic and others. We often do, or lately we've done
Are you that convinced
Sims nights where the dice basically control the Sims fate, and we have a whole list of fun actions where
show you something beautiful?
the Sims games go awry, change careers, ruin a relationship, adopt a child, start a fire, piss yourself. We got to do that again sooner rather than later. That's a really good time. Those, I will say, quick pause. Those streams go so aggressively off the rails so quickly because people tend to just, let the D20s fly. It gets really intense. What is Inzoi? I don't even know what that is. Can't try it if I don't know it. I'm gonna Google it right now. How about that? Inzoi is an upcoming life simulation game developed by the studio that it's named after and published by Krafton. Early access for Windows on March 28th with a later release for current-gen consoles. It's the end of The Sims as we know it. No way. Create your unique story by controlling and observing the lives of Zois. So it is just The Sims. See, now you got me looking. The player is an intern at a company called AR Company, whose job it is to manage a neighborhood of virtual people called Zoi. The purpose of this mechanic is to manage the karma system within the world. Yeah, so it sounds a lot like The Sims. Interesting, or Paralives or something like that. We don't lead with that, Xerox. We did not kill a child by fire. The child chose to remain in the burning building while the fire department did nothing about it, and an unfortunate incident occurred. That's my preferred take on it. The character creator alone, but I'm gonna have to give that a look. So you would choose to light orphans on fire. Not a choice. Their decision, not my decision. I can't make all these decisions. Yes, terrible firefighters. Oh, we did the one where we put the baby right in the fire immediately. Narrator not happy. That was the end of that.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
No questions asked
Stanley
there.
walked through the red door.
We're actually going to listen to him this time. We would disobey.
Thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted?
Oh, does it just bring us right
this time?
back to this?
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
I was the one that called the dice roll after. You did. That was kind of your fault. Was it not kind of? It was your fault.
Stanley,
Tisk
I want you
tisk.
to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here.
So we're doing this
Show
again.
you.
You lit the fire. She goes from the kitchen.
What do
We didn't start the
What are
fire.
we looking for?
So how can we mess with this part? We've done this. We jumped off the ledge a bunch of times. He's so excited about it. We're taking the peace and the solace away from him because there's some sinister force at play we don't understand. Do we want to jump off it? We can't jump off it here. That's what we wanted to try.
I actually feel happy.
No.
No, wait. Where are you going?
How else can I screw with
Stay
this?
away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
This one was interesting. You just go back and forth a bunch.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there, hmm? Just stay here.
I didn't get this one. I mean, this is you sort of robbing the narrator of the peace and the bliss that he has created for himself in here, because he's also like knowledgeably stuck in that loop, and he's tired of the endless cyclical nature of trying to tell this story. And I don't know how oh, you never had this ending. Then let's explore it together.
What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
I've said too much already.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Stanley got some wild ogre energy. Just silently jumping off the top of the stairs like a toddler.
Here. Don't take this from me.
That's what I'm talking about.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we... No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Gets real self-aware.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Kudos to the narrator in this game, because it is effective work. Jumps. Hey, let's effing go.
Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
He is. He is so depressed. It's kind of... That's what I was saying. It's pretty impressive. It is mean. It's...
Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me? I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
One thing I hadn't tried was manually restarting at this point to see if he would react to it. I think I only get one more jump off the top before I actually die. And it restarts. Let's try it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
No, that's...
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wonder if you just... Yeah, I was wondering if you do wait there, whether... I'm gonna spend a lot of time looking up stuff about this tonight and tomorrow when we're done here. I will say it's currently 1:07 a.m. my time, so we're probably going to stick this through to one more kind of variation and then call it a night for those who are curious. We'll give some programming notes while we're going through here as well. It's a variety channel. For those of you new to the stream or just joining us, if you're watching on Twitch, we have a whole separate YouTube channel where some folks,
Stanley took the first open door,
including Vinny, are watching. There is a new kind of retro review going up hopefully by the end of this week. It has been such a slog to get through it because it's one of those games that's not particular. It's good, but it's not, nothing stands out much about it. So it's been just kind of a pain to edit. A new episode of our podcast, Hypocritical, where I talk through various things about gaming culture and the industry and fun topics that I find interesting is coming out probably Friday. And spoiler alert, it's going to be about the new fan-made Sonic Unleashed recompile that's available now for Windows and Linux, and how amazing that is, and how it sort of progresses kind of emulation and game preservation in ways that we haven't seen. And how significant of a release it really is. So that's going to be interesting. You are a variety. Yes, you are. We jumped off of this already, so we know how that goes.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the
Anything
story
else?
has been about nothing but you all this time.
We are partially credentialed for PAX East, which we've mentioned a couple times on the stream now, waiting for the whole team to get credentialed. So you can imagine that our usual run-up to PAX activities are coming. We're going to formally announce them probably in the next week or so, week or two. So there's a lot on tap.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside.
Can I go
to
back?
let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I like how he just ends up screwing with you in that whole endeavor. So we're kind of locked in at this point, right? It's either answer the phone or don't. We didn't answer the phone. We go back to the trippy narrative bit, right?
That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Yeah, and then he reads through it. Love me hippos, love me critics, love me packs, love me variety packs, love me pals.
Into his apartment where he finds his
That's
wife,
always fun.
And the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more wrong choices...
I thought it was a
you
different
might have
speech this
mitigated
time
it
for some
entirely.
reason.
It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe
we're doing this again.
decision-making in the real world.
We're not doing this again, I decided. So we ran through that whole thing, and that was when our new friends popped in on us and joined at a perfect time. You're a real person? Sigh. Is there any other way that we can muck around with this quickly?
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided
We never did the broom
to go up to his
closet.
boss's office.
How do we get to the broom closet? Do we have to go right and then a different way
All
through?
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I know we kind of looped through to that room in a different way, and that opened up the broom closet because then the stairwell was gated off. Oh, this is different. So it's just that intro hallway that's maybe different when you restart manually?
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Does that do it? 'Cause I thought we did this a few times.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Can I close the door on myself? Yes.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
So what if we are? Talk to me, boyo.
Baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet FA? Sweet fuck all? Damn, man.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Can't. Testing you. You've been testing me this whole time. Now I'm testing you.
No choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Nope.
But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
And yet here we are. We're going to push this to its... This is the only ending that requires standing in a room,
It's
really.
a branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
So self-aware. We're just going to... Yeah, we're going to stare at the mop bucket. That's our...
Stanley was fat
Objective
and ugly
here.
and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That all the drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Damn. Narrator really's got no chill, huh?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to the broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. And in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Jesus.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse
What was that
from the
stutter?
area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer.
Oh my God.
Making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
No. We're gonna... What an appropriate way to ride this out. Nope. We're going nowhere. We're doing nothing. We are staring at this mop bucket. Oh, that was all? Damn it. Now step out and back in. Okay. What were you saying? Yes, he did say sweet fuck it. Well, pretty much. I am always concerned, but my head is mostly empty. Head empty, no thoughts, all broom closet. All right, so out and back in.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
Oof.
Fish? Fungus? Look, you can have
Damn.
the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Now, do we wait again? And that was the... Oh, that was the whole thing? Oh, okay. So it wasn't a proper ending. That would have been hilarious, though. He just insults you a bunch. Oh, well, that's the dream then, right?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I forget what was downstairs. We're going to go downstairs. Was this the endless loop? Yeah, it was the... Okay. So it's not too late to go back. So then what were the maintenance tunnels? That's the endless loop where you go nuts. Oh, we haven't done this yet. Oh, Yep. Executive bathroom. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Okay, great. I am the story now. Anything else in the executive bathroom? I love that all the windows don't actually show anything. It's just sad fluorescent light from nowhere and everywhere, all at the same time. Ooh, something new. Haven't done this yet. I too enjoy munching $1 bills in the morning. High fiber, high value individuals. High value activities. Duh. Just in the elevator. Appropriate. Is he singing too? Wonderful. This building, yeah, this building tall as hell. Is that all? No. That has to go somewhere. Is it just... Does it matter if I go up or down? Or do we just live in Muzak land? He just sings at you endlessly. All right. I thought I was onto something cool and different this time around. I guess not. Nothing else. It's starting to freeze up and lag a bit. Game's getting angry. A little too angry? Oh, maybe it's had enough. Or is it just loading that slowly? What have we done? Shit's busted for real. Steam Deck is not happy. Unless it's just so subversive. Yeah? Looks okay. We've leaked a lot of memory here, folks. I don't know. Game about to have a conniption fit. It's tired of us jerking it around, and we are paying a terrible price. It's going. I have to say this is a new one. Unless this is somehow also intentional. You get to a certain point where you don't know what's, the game screwing with you and what is a genuine technical issue. So I'm going to assume that maybe this is where it's going to force us to and what a perfect way to cap that off by the game forcibly not allowing you to continue. What a ride this was. So, I mean, going into this, having no experience with it whatsoever and having kind of completely missed any materials about it, I had no idea what to expect. And even with no expectations, that this was just absolutely ridiculous. It is incredibly, I've been using the word subversive a lot tonight, and it has fit that to a T. It is incredibly subversive. It is ironic. It is pointed. It is cutting in its satire. It's a lot of fun. And it is something where, had I known kind of what the gist was going in, I feel like it probably wouldn't have had the ridiculously kind of existential impact that it did. So I'm glad that I was able to go in blind. I know that a lot of you out there watching were going in as well. Chaotic, I know you were just coming from your own playthrough, which is cool. I don't think this is gonna load. Such is life. But I'm very glad that I was able to go into this completely blind, because it was a very interesting and unique experience. I know it's been out for a while, and if that museum is to be believed here, that was in game. The Stanley Parable was released in 2013. Yes. Which is I know there's like an ultra deluxe version that I don't have. There's some other bits and bobs of it that would be interesting. But that was really fun, and I think it like I said, I think it was worth going in without any sort of prior understanding of what to expect, because that was trippy as hell, and that was a lot of fun. I'm just curious, the reviews were quite high about this. Critical reception, 88 out of 100 on Metacritic, which I think makes a lot of sense. Now this says, and this I think makes sense. So this was a mod originally. Is that what that is? It was okay, so I didn't know this. We're going to learn a little bit. The Stanley Parable was originally released in 2011 as a free mod for Half-Life 2. It was released as a standalone remake in 2013 using the Source engine under a different studio name. Oh my god, it actually loaded. What is happening here? All right, well.
Onward. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
it's
door
not having a
of the
good time.
Mind control facility.
Well, we know escape doesn't work, and we know this doesn't work, and we know that there's no escape, and I feel like we've plumbed this part for pretty much all it's worth. So even though it did load, I'm not sure how much else there really is to do in this part, at least. But it's hard to know, and it's really hard to say, isn't it? Okay, interesting. So yeah, it was obviously super well received. What I was gonna lead up to and say was, the mod itself was acclaimed by journalists as a thought-provoking experience, praising it for being highly experimental and short. Many journalists encouraged players to experience the game themselves, desiring to avoid spoilers that would affect the player's experience and to offer discussions about it within their site's forums. That's interesting. Yet the voice work was a strong element, etc. And then the full release in 2013 was also similarly praised. Very existential, all sorts of ridiculous and silly. So I think that makes a lot of sense. And candidly, I'm sorry for spoiling this for those of you who were along for the ride blind with us as well. But I'm sure there's more to this that we haven't dug up. I'm sure there's a lot more in terms of endings and different interactive bits that we didn't touch. So it may well be worth a try on your own time. And if I saw this correctly, It's only like $8 or something on Steam right now during the summer sale. Worth its weight in gold and then some, especially at that price. So maybe something to consider. Interesting little tidbits everywhere you look. So I think that's going to more or less do it for us this evening. Thank you all. Thank you to all our new friends who popped in and joined us as we did this blind playthrough. Really appreciate you all popping in and exploring this with us. I got Ultra Deluxe and it was just over that. There you go. Yeah, it was great. But no, that was good. We do occasionally do kind of blind playthroughs of games that are kind of more well-worn or have been out in the ether for a while, so this is something that happens from time to time. Stick with us if that interests you. We're here on Twitch and YouTube, and like I said, there's more stuff coming on the YouTube channel in the next kind of week or two. We have a new retro review coming. Spoiler, kind of a little teaser. It is a beloved sports game on the GameCube. That's what we're reviewing. Hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have a new episode of our podcast, Hypocritical, as well, talking about the Sonic Unleashed recompiled fan game re-release, whatever you want to call it, and how interesting that whole situation is, and much more to come, including live coverage of PAX East 2025 in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts in mid-May. We routinely go to conventions like PAX East, West, and Unplugged throughout the year and give live convention coverage, including a lot of interviews with interesting developers and publishers, which again, you can all check out on our YouTube channel. If you're not currently watching there, there's links, you explore the Twitch. It's all there. Otherwise, I think that'll do. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Nice to have all our new friends and fresh faces here, and hope we see you again. This has been Hypocritic GG, streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. I'm Liam Cheatspeak, and that was our blind playthrough of the Stanley Parable. Stay fresh, cheese bags. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you back here real soon.